men's land.
Oh, another man, old man and old woman.
He told them to hurry and to take cover. Often the crowd start shooting once they've forced Muslims out of West Mostar through this section of the front line. Fatima and Saleh Macic had just been thrown out of their home by Croat gunmen. Mr. Macic, who's 72, managed to put on 3 shirts and to grab 2 umbrellas as he left. His wife, who's 70, was still in her nightclothes. Their neighbour, 84-year-old Mrs. Almasa Humo, arrived a few minutes later. Don't sit there, they told her. They could kill you. Even if Mrs. Humo still cared, she didn't have the strength to move any further on her own. The soldiers see the old and the weak arriving like this every day. They've heard so many accounts of brutality, inhumanity and dispossession that they can hardly bear to listen anymore. She said the Croats had slapped her so hard that her cheeks still hurt. The soldiers say they're Bosnians first, Muslims second, but all the suffering is sharpening their Muslim identity. The Croats hate us because of our religion, she said. But for the soldiers, it's not a religious matter. It's a question of power, of protecting their own people. People like the women and children expelled from West Mostar. This family were lucky. The Croats were only trying to scare them.
This here war, it's only war, this.
Just guns?
Just guns.
No human rights?
No. No. You see? Human rights, body, killing people, fight women and children. It's human rights. 200,000 people, Muslim die. When stop? When justice? Where is justice? Where? Who die, die. Who live, live.
The lesson the soldiers have drawn from the ethnic cleansing is that if you want to live, you have to fight. The refugees were led off into the heart of the enclave, where no civilian would disagree with the soldiers' conclusions. East Mostar has organized itself for a long war.